Hey Jacob, this is Christian. Hopefully you can hear me okay. My mic decided to go out on me the other day, so I need to pick up another one. Wanted to go ahead and show you some things here and get this apart and see what's going on with it. I will say I was kind of aggravated to see when I come up that the transfer case was on it. It's hard enough just to get it up here by myself without it, so I had to take that off. But anyway, your torque converter is the right one. I can tell by looking at it. But anyway, I did call just to make sure it is the right one. Plus, you can tell that it did go all the way into the pilot of the engine just fine. It's moving like it's supposed to just fine. So we'll get that out. And I did have to take it out and put it back in because it still is heavy with that, moving it up. But that ain't no big deal. Alright. Get this. Locked up, back off. Locked up already. Just something that you use over it. I'm going to set it over here. Set it in a new basket. Put it into a different basket. So then get this bell housing off. Hopefully I won't have to turn on the air to get it off. In here. We may have to pause it. Coming off pretty good. Sometimes they'll just want to stick in there pretty good. Like I said before, there's really nothing fancy about this bell housing. It's just on there. Take the bolts off and set it to the side. That's it. Alrighty. Looks like you start with just taking out the front bolts where they're already out of the way. Start on it. Over. You can still see there. Fan bolts off. Don't know if you took the fan off or not. Really wasn't much fluid in carrying it. Gasket will need to be replaced once it's soaked. It's a cork gasket. Once it's soaked, it's done. Alright. Filter is in it. Yeah, it's the right style filter. It's the deep pan filter. For 4x4. A lot of metal on it. And there's some chunks of metal in here. Chunks. So, I don't know if Well, let's just see. Let's get this off first. And I'm going to check the cooler lines. Or the cooler system to the transmission that goes through the pump. Off. You roll it in on it, makes it kind of get this off a little bit. I have to have a new pump gasket because once I trial on this, it's the pump. Get it apart. Right quick. See what we got here. Pump is broken. Torque converter was not put in all the way. This is something that I told you about. You need to make sure before you. It's all the way broken. Completely. So we're going to need a new pump assembly. And with the I'm going to tell you again, you can do whatever you want to the next time you put it in, but even mechanics in this business do not put the transfer case on and the transmission at the same time. The reason why is you get stuff like this, or you can bust your bell housing. Bell housing looks fine right now. Pump is not fine. It just puts too much weight on the end of it to where your torque converter can slide out a little bit. Let's check your torque converter too. And that's what happens. So you're going to need a complete pump assembly right there. Right there. And that converter cannot go back in like that. Right there. So since it has metal in it, people don't realize how fast you can mess up a transmission just by doing something like that. I would really have to go through it again. And meaning I'm going to have to take this out. Let's see here. This ain't good. That controls a lot of stuff. And burn it up real quick. So let's check some things while we're here. This is why I wanted you to be with me. I had a feeling that this was what it was going to be. That or something else like cooler lines not blown out all the way. Or you might need to put new. Actually, you probably need to just put a new cooler system on it. See what I mean by, hopefully you can see that. Pump ruins a lot of stuff once it's out. It's metal in there. Meaning that helps cool. The biggest thing on your transmission that kills it is heat. When that pump's not moving like it should, which it wasn't, it burns up a lot of things really quickly. So, and the biggest, and that's why I stress about cleaning out cooler lines. If the cooler lines are not blowing through, then put external. See how quickly that gets burnt? It don't take much when it overheats like that. Look at that. I'm glad I took this out and everything. All that metal. These are not as burnt as those, but it's still pretty dark. And that's got brand new steels on it, but still so far is fine. It didn't get far enough to get to the steels. It looks like it just overheated a little bit. Quite a bit. So the steels will be fine. Take this snap ring out here. Just to check everything back here. Not really expecting anything to be bad. Just to be on the safe side. I like to check everything. Even though I have all these lights and stuff. And especially now that I need glasses, hopefully you see that. This is the snap ring. And it's pretty stinky in here too. Come by and look at it. No, that's fine with me. Get in. Usually get in and you already get out. they're usually just fine. That is the new setup that I put in for you, and it looks fine. It'll be okay. See how far the metal gets down inside the transmission? Let's check everything else out here. Back anything. That's fine. That's reaction sun gear. So you remember from last time. Go ahead and get your center support out. Completely gutted. Right. This is usually fine. Right there. Some ground up metal there. Just went throughout the whole transmission, the metal mostly. So it's needs to be cleaned up. Set up. That's your horseshoe. Center support. Okay, Jacob. This right here is definitely the cause of the problem. As you can see, even the washer that goes underneath it is melted. That's how hot it got. Like I said, I don't know how long you ran it like this, but it don't take long at all for a transmission to overheat. That's why, I mean, you just learn from the beginning. And I'm not really getting onto you. It happens to everybody. I've even done this before a long time ago when I was just an R&R tech. Everybody does this. Don't get the converter in all the way or it slips back. That's why you just try to be, when you first put a transmission in, the best thing to do is to do your bell housing and torque converter first. Bell housing first, torque converter second when you're installing it. So that way you can make sure everything's lined up. And there is zero, there don't look like there's very much fluid at all inside the converter. It's got a pump in it too. The torque converter does have a pump in it. So basically you're going to need a complete pump set, a kit. Your stills are fine because it didn't get to the stills like before. Of course, this is just fine. It's got a lot of metal in it. It needs to be cleaned up. So you need a kit, the band, let's just check this out while we're here. I don't believe anything not checked out. It's your manifold pressure switch. Like I said, these are open face solenoids, and they just collect everything. So, I'm not going to plug it, just going to lift it up, just check to see if it's alright for now. Got a little bit of metal in it, but I can use that over. It's not totally clogged up or anything. I'm still going to go back to the new valve body because there's so much metal in it throughout the whole transmission. Like I was saying, stuff like that happens to everybody. If you've been in this business long enough like I have, it just happens. That's why you got to be very careful putting things in. Don't put the transmission and transfer case in together. I really got a strong feeling that that's what's caused this. Because it just puts so much weight on that rear end while you're trying to get this lined up there, while you're trying to get your bell housing lined up, the torque converter lined up. I mean, it looks like it just, slipped out a little bit, and that's all it takes. And so if you have no pump moving when it breaks, when you start it up, or it probably actually broke when you put it in there. That's what most of the time happens. And then it breaks even more once you start the car up. You've got no pressure. You've got no fluids going through the lines, nothing. And that's what cools down the transmission. And you've got to keep the transmissions cool. You said the lines were blown out free. If you check each individual line, that's good. After all this, I would still recommend an external cooler. That way, you're not going to get any more metal through this that it caused the first time, and now that it's caused the second time too. So, I'll have to get the prices together. I'm not going to charge you full price on the labor, but I'm going to charge you $250 on the labor. If you don't agree with that, that's fine. If you want to come by and take a look at it, that's fine. I don't mind showing you all this at all. But the labor would be $250, and then I need to get the prices together on. You're gonna need it. We gotta have another kit at this point, and pump assembly. Alrighty. I'm sure they'll have plenty of questions, which that's fine. Text me, call me, whatever you want to do. But we can set up a moment and you come by. I'm still helping my father-in-law out, but I try to take care of people the best I can. This is actually the first time since I've been retired that I've seen this. And first time in a long time actually since I've seen this, because it really don't happen that often, because usually your techs know what to look out for as they're putting it in. But we'll just go from there. Talk to you later. Oh, let me see if I got some air left in here. Got a little bit of air. That's where your cooler lines go. right there. And they are clear. Right to the pump first. That's the way all transmissions are. Cooler goes right to the pump first. Well, it goes from the tank, or sucks up from this to the straight to the pump. This helps it cool everything out. So if that is not from a cooler issue, that's from having it all the way back. And you're going to need a converter too. So anyway, I'll talk to you later.